Today is not Juneteenth. It's Wednesday. Well, depending on whenever you're listening to this. I wanted to go ahead and provide you with a couple of facts and a little bit of background about the holiday. So you can't say I never taught you anything. Some important dates to keep in mind: June 19th, 1865, June 17th, 2021, last year, President Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act into law, establishing it as a federal holiday. Now, this is more than just another day off of work. If you do get the day off of work, some workplaces may not observe it. It's a holiday that actually acknowledges and pays homage to African Americans, unlike many of the others. What is it exactly? Juneteenth itself is a combination of the words June and 19th. Very clever. It represents the date that Union soldiers led by Major General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, to deliver news that the Civil War was over and all slaves were free, allegedly. Mind you, this information was delivered 2.5 years after President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. That was made official on January 1st, 1863. There's a lot of speculation about why the delay even happened, keeping those enslaved to work another cotton harvest, a messenger being murdered on the way to provide the news initially, and the deliberate withholding of the information to keep people enslaved. So General Granger delivered General Order Number 3, which specifically stated, make sure you listen up, give you a second to turn it up a little bit, I'm not going to yell in your ears. The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor. The freedmen are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect that military post and that they will not be supported in idleness, either there or elsewhere. I'm gonna let you sit with that for a second. Feel free to, run it back, rewind, do what you need to do. But like I had mentioned and hinted before, that's not full freedom, but in comparison to what was going on during the time, sure, yeah, now it's into law. Delivered late, specifically to rebel areas, but, war. Now, as much as I would love to deep dive into the meaning of it, I want to hear your interpretation in the Q&A section on the Spotify app, if you're listening there. If not, feel free to pop over and get into it. It's very fun. Or you can reach out via social media or the website itself. That's fine as well. As you can imagine, a lot of freed people did not want to stay with their masters and sought out family and or more welcoming environments in the North, which proved to be another hindrance for some people who did make that journey. Also, there were those who just defied the law within itself and continued business as usual, despite receiving the delayed news and knowing that they had to stop, again, in order to keep people enslaved. There are 2 flags you may have seen before. The official Juneteenth flag, designed by Ben Haith. Other contributors included in the process were Verlene Hines, Azim, Elliott Design, and L.J. Graff refined the illustration. The colors of the flag are red, white, and blue to echo the American flag, symbolizing that enslaved people and their descendants were indeed Americans. The 5-point star in the middle pays homage to Texas, while the bursting new star on the horizon of the red and blue fields represents a new freedom and a new people. The other flag you're probably more familiar with is the African Liberation flag or the Pan-African flag, or the flag that's literally on the episode artwork this week. This flag is used to tell the story of unity among people from Africa and was designed by Marcus Garvey. The red stands for struggle and sacrifice, black stands for black people, and green stands for the natural wealth of the land of Africa. Now, how should you celebrate? There really isn't a set guideline, to be honest. You may have heard of rodeos, barbecues, fairs, festivals, prayer, spiritual celebrations, and having red drink. Honestly, whatever you are comfortable with is best, but since it is now officially observed, take advantage by partaking in traditions or even creating some of your own. Maybe shopping and supporting Black owned businesses, taking in some history, or even just resting. No matter how you choose to celebrate, take time to acknowledge the journey, contributions, and cultural impact of those who played a pivotal role in shaping the foundation of this country. Stay vigilant, stay safe. If you choose to head out to public celebrations, something in the water is this weekend. Shout out to DC and the DMV, of course, and Pharrell. But all in all, if nothing else, just use this gift of time for education. And hopefully today I provided you with that. So it's a little sliver, but of course you can always do more work. Check also, I know I mentioned it before, but check out the Spotify app for more engagement. You have opportunities to participate in a poll. And in the Q&A section, this episode essentially will just be using it for a discussion. If you wanted to provide input directly within the Spotify app, go ahead and do that. Verbal Vibe Mode on social media, that's Instagram as well as Twitter. Or you can visit the website, verbalvibemode.com. Peace.